Hello, everyone, and welcome to my first episode of this deep dive podcast for Deep Path to Mastery. I'm your host, Dan Eric Angkiangco, or you could call me DE for short. And I am basically your head coach of Deep Path to Mastery. I started this business to help others. It is a coaching business. I tend to combine everything of who I am into this service that I do. I just want to honestly help those who are seeking results. And what I mean by that is you may be seeking healing, you may be seeking meaningful relationships, healing relationships, seeking career advancements or career path. Um, Basically, anything that you are looking for to be your true and honest self. I know that there's a lot of words like, your highest potential is being thrown out there. Or I would just like to say, if you're seeking to being your authentic self, I'm basically the person to be there. My official title that I call myself is a transformational mastery guide, uh, because I guide through meditation, I coach, I educate, I mentor. So I wanted this whole big umbrella word that allows me to be exactly what I do. And that is to guide people through transformation. And what I mean by that is a deeper level of transformation of energy, of frequency, vibration, of reconnection to your soul, per se. There's a lot of things that um, I have seen that the underlining things of why we do what we do as human beings is derived from this disconnection of our true self or our soul. So my practice is to reconnect you to your soul of who you are and be your authentic self. Hence the self mastery part, which is where mastery comes from. So altogether, I'd like to introduce myself as DE, your transformational mastery guide. And this first episode and why I wanted to start with intention is because everything starts with intention. As you know, if you were to watch the short form video that probably led you to this podcast, um, as we continue to study ourselves, we would always hear, what is your intention? And intention is, I want to say, yeah, I guess you say it's a big, broad concept, but its importance in manifestation or getting results is at utmost importance. I would just like to quickly share a personal story with my past business. I just came off, I think 2 years ago, I had to seize my first self owned strength and conditioning studio by the name of Ludus Encrentea. I started this in 2017, and its development from its concept to how I met the investors that would back me up financially to start this business all seemed part of my journey, per se, being guided by the higher power or God, that everything seemed to fall into place. And as I journeyed through this, getting clients and grandfathering some of my clients, by the way, it was a strength and conditioning studio. So, uh, a lot of training, a lot of one on one and small class training. My philosophy is what I banked on. It wasn't just how I train people, but what my training stood for and the philosophy behind it. And the philosophy was to create this change of self mastery. And so I had this great intention. The intention was to really push people to their limits so that they could understand there are no limits. And my goal was that the physical training would transcend and transfer onto, their daily life, not just as what they do to, as occupations, as a mother or a father, all their other roles, but even as a human being. And so the concept was great. And as I was learning more about myself, there was no problem with the intention. But as I ended and I had to stop my business for, you know, all of these other reasons that piled up that made me basically self reflect, I understood that my intention were they were they were fueled by the wrong energy. And basically I had to go through not only a deep res- retrospective of what I've done, but I had to dig deep of the root causes of why things didn't turn out the way I wanted to. Every day for 5 years, I woke up 5 a.m. to start the class and close, reopen, because I had a split session because I had to take care of the people who work out before their occupation, and then I have to reopen when everyone's out of work. And so I done this solo. It was a solo business. Of course, I wanted to hire people, but even how I ran and I guess you could say assess those with trust with my business never worked out. And it all goes down to this fuel of energy that was feeding my intention. And I started to understand why. And so this is why I wanted to start with intention because just imagine you have these big dreams and suddenly it doesn't go the way you want it to go, right? I had these big dreams. I was expecting reward. I was expecting abundance because I really felt that my intention was doing good. It was I even put in my mind that it was better than other fitness places because they were just serving the superficial, right? The looks and the body composition where I wanted, where I was comparing my method was to have deep transformation besides the bodily transformations. And I really believe I was creating better human beings per se. And I started to see that there was a lot of unhealed factors within me that were seeping out into how I've done business, how I treated people, who I partnered up with, everything was bleeding into this this energy of not enough. And we'll go in more and as we go in the future, with more aspects of what intention is, that was honestly an unhealed ego of mine. The ego being not enough. And so the fact that that energy of not enough was spreading, it was spreading into my philosophy, it was spreading into uh, even my programming, my exercise programming, and making others just feel not enough. Uh, yeah. Although we celebrated milestones for our clientele or the people I serve, I quickly just go, okay, enough celebrating. What's next? Where can we grow? And I felt that that was also why my intention, the intention of abundance, my intention of creating freedom, my intention of really helping more people was limited because of this unhealed factor of mine. I want to bring that attention in intention to surface because maybe as you're listening to this and you're wondering about your own intentions in life, whether it's my intention of being a great mother, a great father, an intention of being a certain major as you are studying in college, if it's your intention to be the best basketball player, football player, the best athlete, uh, or even the intention of being an Olympian, we have to understand our intention. And maybe the intention is fueled by the wrong energy. And if it's fueled by the wrong energy, then will your true intentions sprout, right? And as we continue to just do this deep dive, I like that metaphor of intention being a deep seed, right? That you plant into the fertile soil of your mind. And I think that's very important to understand that although intention is the seed, what is the soil, right? That it's absorbing nutrients from. What is the water that you're pouring into your mind for that intention to grow? Um, and so as we continue to go in this deep dive, I would just like to share this study. When I was studying for in my graduate program in integrative wellness, and in this study of predicting human behavior, we saw a great example of what intention entails. And I would like to share that with you. So, as we go ahead and start to look at intention right here, of course, whatever leads to your behavior, what actions you take, it derives of three things: skill, environmental constraints, and intention. And as you can see, intention takes so much besides your attitude, your perceived norms, and your self efficacy or your belief in yourself to actually do something. It all derives from the left side that you see, from these distal variables of demographics, your culture, your attitudes towards your upbringing, your demographics, your culture. And when we talk about demographics, we're talking about things of your age, your gender, social economic class, the environment that you grew up with, the city, the people. All of these factors go into your attitudes and what you perceive as norm, which create the groundwork of your intention that leads to your behaviors, right? The intention to do something is based off basically your conditioning. Along with that, your personality, your emotions, what you have experienced in your family life, what you grew up with, and your experiences, along with your exposure to media, to other interventions. All of these things go into intention. And this is the energy that I'm talking about. So when I was going through, having these great intentions, these intentions were created because of what I saw, right? My attitudes towards, you know, life and a certain culture, right? This culture of instant gratification, this culture of survivability, uh, this culture of scarcity, right? In which we call generational curses and things like that. There were these unhealed factors that were passed down from my ancestral that I did not know was feeding this intention of changing the world. I still felt not good enough. And so this not good enough energy was fueling my intention, which was what I was getting, but the results. And so I want to share that and have you think about exactly what is fueling your intention, right? What is the thoughts and beliefs behind your intentions that fuel your attitude, your perceived norms, you know, because with our perceived norm, then we could say that maybe that this isn't the norm, that this shouldn't be the norm. This majority that our culture, that my environment believes in, maybe that this isn't the perceived norm. And so I'm going to seek what is truth and clear out that energy. This is what the intention of this first episode is to bring to light about intention is that maybe the perceived norms and our attitudes and our belief behind this intention could be fueled by something different, something more positive that we could change, and provide us more that's closer to the truth instead of our truth, a truth that is conditioned, right, by our environment, where the truth is that there are many other possibilities. If we go ahead and look into the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he talks about the subconscious mind and how sometimes our conditioning limits the possibilities of our mind and makes us believe that, which is a perceived norm. It cuts us off from the bigger picture that there are many other possibilities, the possibilities of great change and possibilities of your higher self being attained. And this is done by challenging ourselves, challenging our perceived norms, our challenging our attitudes, challenging our what we call our reality of what we have faced. And it's a very hard thing to do because what I'm trying to invite you guys to do is to challenge your reality, to question it, to inquire, what is truth? Yes, you may have experienced a very harsh experience, but maybe we have to challenge the emotions that were trapped. The justice that you want maybe has to be looked at in a different way so that we could actually release this. And my plan is to continue this journey, that intentions will lead us down this path of exploration towards these deeper aspects of intention, which is why I wanted to start here. Uh, so, how can we have the right intentions? Maybe we should start there. Right? And of course, some key aspects to intention is clarity, having a specific, knowing the specifics of what you want to achieve. But that doesn't mean looking into the future. Maybe clarity is you have to clear out all of this junk to create this clear, specific intention of what you want. You have to ask why you want it, and what is it that's fueling why you want it, right? Do you really want it because of the past experiences of trauma? You know, maybe in order to create this intention, we need to clear all of that so that your intention could be as positive as possible, right? Along with clarity, as we clear out all of these things, emotion, infusing the right emotions with it. And once more, this goes into, you know, creating that clarity of what are you energizing your intentions with. And of course, we want positive emotions, emotions of love, of gratitude, of appreciation, uh, emotions. What I mean by love is maybe these emotions of love is because of what you're trying to create will create more love in general. So, for instance, well, when I was fueling my own intentions with changing human lives, right, with physical training, one of my intentions was because I was trying to create better human beings, right? Better human beings, meaning better interactions that they'll just be better people. And that is the same intentions that I have for Deep Path to Mastery with this coaching and guiding service that I'm trying to create. It's for the collective, right? And the more we create more aware human beings and more human beings who are in touch with their true selves, with their soul, the collective, they will just spread more gratitude, more appreciation, more love to the world. We'll have more people following their path that they're meant to do and be so that we could create a world that isn't based on fear anymore, but based on positive emotions. Infusing your intentions with the proper emotions is another key aspect. And number three, of course, is action. Required aligned actions, that everything that you do aligns with the proper intention, right? You don't want to intend to do something and then even how you're living, how you're fueling your body contradicts, right, the intention. So if you're intending to help people, well, you got to help yourself, kind of thing. You got to do all the healing yourself as well. Uh, if you want to be the best mother, a best father, and you're trying to lead your child to be a certain way, we should also lead with example. That's what action really is. So there are some key aspects I would like to leave you with as you set your intentions is clarity, right? And that clarity also means clearing, right? Clearing that energy. So it's giving you a big, deep observation of your intention, not only your intentions for the future, but what is it fueled by and by your past kind of thing, along with emotion. And if it's fueled with positive emotion, if it's infused with emotion, along with action, that how you are living, your behaviors aligned with your intention. And so this brings up more questions. In our next episode, we will explore thoughts and emotions, which are the two immediate factors into your intention. which leads to more distal variables, as in, you know, your conditioning state, things that you surround yourself with, things that you have experienced that underliningly affected your thoughts and your emotions, which affect your beliefs and hence affect your intention, which then leads to a way of life, your behaviors that go on to maybe not to the results of what you have been expecting in your life, which brings you here. What makes me do what I do, but what can I do to change it? And it starts with, this exploration. And so, with that being said, I hope to see more of you, not just more of you, but I hope to continue in this journey with you and sharing what I know and all of the research that's been put together into what I call truth. And I hope to share the truth with you. This is an example of what goes on in my head with everything that I've been studying. I call this my big book, and I had to put everything together and had to like mind map everything. And this is only the beginning. And I really hope that you guys join me and allow me to be part of your journey as well as a guide. All right. So if you have any questions or comments, uh, please put them down below. If you have any other topics as I go forward, um, I would love your input on other topics or even questions that could allow me to deep dive with you. Uh, and with that being said, I'll see you later. Please subscribe, follow, help me out to do this. I really love this medium where I get to talk and be myself and just go along with these cool topics of self fulfillment and self change, self development. And all it is just to help you to achieve your higher self. And with that, to, of course, help out with that collective. And that is my intention of not only these videos, but the intention of the path to mastery and the intention of my role now as a transformational mastery guide. And I just really hope that I get to fulfill that because that only happens when you allow it. So take care and peace with you all. And I'll see you on the next episode.